All right, going long on NASDAQ. This is my live account. I haven't really traded too much on my live account this month. I've been focusing on some of the prop firms that I'm trying to pass. But I saw a setup and it looked kind of obvious, it looked clean, so I figured I'd give it a shot. So I entered on this inversion fair value gap after we had ran sell side, and also we, after the first presented fair value gap, we respected that. So I figured it'd be a good place to enter. I was targeting originally in my head London high, and you'll see later in the video I change it because price action kind of looks like it wants to move higher. So I went 2 contracts. I've been sticking to 1 to 2 contracts in my live account. A couple times I've done 3, but I'm trying to learn how to pyramid into that 3rd contract. So I'm just kind of staying with 1 or 2 at the moment. So right now price is failing to return to that inversion fair value gap right there. We also have a bunch of new day opening gaps and new week opening gaps that it's bouncing off of, so I'm just watching that. This is a 15-second chart, by the way. I just adjusted my stop there to right below consequent encroachment of that inversion fair value gap. Price is looking really good. I'm in no rush to do anything or adjust my stop at the moment. I had set a fib, and I decided to kind of take a partial at that. I believe it's a new day opening gap high, right below the -1 standard deviation. I figured that would be a nice place for a partial, and there you can see me add my final target for the London high, and there I go. I adjust my stop, risk removed. So regardless of what happens in this trade, I am 100% profitable. Right here, this is something I'm learning to see a little bit more: suspension blocks. This is again on a 15-second chart. It's when you have 2 gaps on both sides of a fair value gap. So I outlined that. I want price to respect it. Here I'm just outlining that terminus is London high. Kind of floating below that midnight opening price. I want to see price close above it and use it as support. Just kind of playing around with my limit order there. And this is where I change it. I'm looking at price action, and it looks in my favor. It's also that daily previous yesterday's high is right below, a couple of handles away from the -2 standard deviation. So I figured let's give it a shot. At the very least, I'll adjust my stop. I move my stop up a little bit, lock in some more profits, and I'll just trail my stop. I'll see how price is doing, and yeah, and just see how it plays out. But it looks like here we just there's a fair value gap there that we reclaimed. So I'm outlining that. I extend that forward. Just checking the other time frames, the 1 minute, 2 minute, 3 minute, 4 minute, 5 minute, to see what gaps are forming. I outlined there a 4 minute, which is also coincidentally a 3 minute and a 5 minute. So they're kind of in the same spot. So that's important to me. I want price to use that as support. And let's see here. Yeah, It's just kind of bouncing around. Again, I want price above midnight opening price. Again, if price just completely tanked here and I got stopped out, I'm completely fine with the outcome. I made money on this trade. It doesn't need to hit my terminus. I'm being disciplined here. I'm just seeing if I can get a little bit more juice out of this trade. Again, we still haven't hit my original London high target, so I would like to see price at least reach up to there. But I think if we go up to there, this is my thought process, we're going to take out that previous daily high. I think that was from the New York AM session too. Yes, yeah, New York AM session. All right, now we're kind of teetering above midnight opening price and the new day opening gap low. And this is where, you know, when I first started, I would kind of just stay on whatever time frame I was making that execution. I wouldn't change time frames to see how, you know, gaps and other PDRAs that price was respecting or neglecting to respect. And this is one thing that I would have to say has helped me in my trading is constantly cycling through time frames and outlining them, seeing which ones I feel are important to myself, the ones that my eye can pick up, because you're going to see a bunch. You just have to pick one or two that kind of fit your style of trading. Here I'm just kind of correcting one of the gaps on the 4 minute that I messed up on. So again, just waiting. I don't care what happens in this trade, the outcome. Obviously I want final terminus, but it is not necessary. It is not needed. I made money on this trade. I extend that suspension block. I'm seeing how price reacts with this 4 minute gap. I want it to stay above that middle line, that consequent encroachment. I just outlined that suspension block is my last line of defense. I want to see that respected and price not go back to it. I have my stop a couple of ticks below that consequent encroachment. That is the last line of defense that I'm willing to give up. Okay, you see price dip into that 4 minute gap. Starting to teeter higher. Again, playing with that midnight opening price. Shout out Tremaine Trades, man. He oh, look at that. That right there. This is a really cool part of the video. We tap into, it's going to happen in a little bit, that suspension block, and then we move right up from there. I'm pretty sure we tapped into that suspension block. And that just shows algorithmic trading. That just shows like how these signatures in price get respected on multiple time frames, and it has nothing to do with buyers and sellers. It has to do with algorithms, you know, looking for liquidity and filling old inefficiencies. It has nothing to do with buying and selling pressure. Straight algo, baby. Again, just watching that 4 minute gap. I extend it forward a little bit more right there. See how it taps it into that suspension block, and then we get blast off, and price starts to move up towards my terminus. And yep, I adjust my stop a little bit more, lock in a little bit more profit. I'm pretty certain that that suspension block won't get revisited to. We're now above new week opening gap high. We have taken out my initial London high target terminus, and now I just come to Papa, because, you know, that's just me. And booked, baby. That's how we do it.